know is not the body beautiful, but he has good boxing ability from Joshua. Joshua missing with the hook. Would like to do something in them.
No, he has to be careful, because what Ruiz does really well is he punches back sharply every time you miss a punch.
Was successful against Alexander Dimitrenko was that he was able to walk him down, really be able to walk Joshua down when the punches come.
He's at will, fires off a right hand. He's able to throw that jab to the body or the head.
That's exactly what I meant. That's what Ruiz counters.
Ruiz has good ability to go to the body. The question is,
he can get inside, but he doesn't want to give up that chopping right hand. He is the shorter fighter, and Joshua punch.
He can hurt you with any punch, either hand. Has the ability to box. We saw in his last fight against Alex.
Right here we see the shorter, pudgier man backing up.
Defense tight, hands are up. Good jabbing skills, comes in, defensively responsible.
If you go back to the Povetkin fight, Brian, Povetkin had a little success in those early.
Oh, Povetkin brought the heat, no question, at Wembley in front of 80,000 plus. I wonder, Sergio, I think just to be able to breathe in round one and be able to box and make this normal, because this is not normal for anyone to come in here again.
Can't counter. He's a sneaky counter puncher. He's a quiet puncher.
Joshua is able to land that jab, if not at will, on a regular basis.
And the thing about Ruiz, like Povetkin, punch up at the right time.
You know, you called him the Mexican Rocky. This is certainly Apollo Gillis, the condition that he's in. Final seconds now of round one. That's all for the challenger, Andy Ruiz. Able to stay in. It's our pleasure. Calm in the corner, Sergio, and trying to get his man to box as Ruiz comes out firing and looking at
him with a right hand. But no, as he should be a little concerned, because he's walking the bigger man down. He says he wants to keep him at bay, keep him blunt.
Ruiz has some wins over solid contenders, although some came at the back end of those contenders' careers. And then later Kevin Johnson. But you can see the amateur pedigree. He has over 100 amateur wins. So a credible opponent. And maybe some people out there were telling me, Chris Mannix, hey, you know what? He could give a better account of himself.
Yeah, I think Andy Ruiz is a more impactful puncher. That's why when Anthony Joshua was going through his training camp, he brought in punches. And while Jarrell Miller is the busier fighter, Andy Ruiz has a little more pop behind what he throws.
Ruiz able to calmly move to the pocket and maybe goes on the attack. He has not done that. But Ruiz certainly is able to get fairly comfortable, if not calm, in the ring.
Can do to Ruiz.
And Chris, I think too, you know that Joshua on his mind, Deontay Wilder had an emphatic win over think, hey, I've got to knock someone out just like that.
Yeah, but he's thinking, but you got to be careful when a guy can crack in the way that Ruiz can.
Joshua, but again, Ruiz is in this fight, Anthony Joshua, heavyweight champion of the world, coming in here to Madison early from Andy Ruiz. Ruiz in the white and gold. Hold on, strafing right.
Andy Ruiz caught him with a sharp left hook. Joshua's hurt.
What an answer by Ruiz. Knockdowns in this third round. The crowd is stalled. Sergio, how often do you see after you have a knockdown? Well, tremendous answer just when you... And there is 40-plus seconds left in this round. Joshua now on the ropes, him for a counter right, standing in one spot. Now, both men are wary, but Sergio, you thought this was a big chance, and now here comes Ruiz. Joshua is hurt, he's staggered, and he goes down again. That's a knockdown.
On shaky legs, Anthony Joshua.
Body, he's gonna try to set up an overhand right. And there's a jab to the chest.
Joshua got up at the count. Michael Griffin, who's had 365 pro bouts, but he asked Joshua to step to him. I think he did the right thing. This is the heavyweight championship, and you give the benefit of the doubt to the champ.
I'm glad he didn't, but he could have stopped that.
And put him down this time. Momentum has changed.
And Anthony Joshua is in heavy British.
There's that jab downstairs. I'm expecting more of those. He wants to set up something over the top, a looping punch.
You know, we joke about the conditioning of these guys. Andy Ruiz right now looks like the better conditioned fighter.
Now, Ruiz looks like he's measuring him for his own right hand. Joshua must respect that power. Ruiz with a hard jab and a second jab to the chest. There's not much of an output, Sergio, from Joshua at this point.
Because he respects Ruiz, that's why.
Could he be that tonight?
And on the back it says victorious.
Coming in here as a fill-in, as a substitute, and here for a showcase, rude welcome to the United States for Anthony Joshua. For 4 after the block buck so far.
Wild 30s let Joshua off the hook a little bit in that last round when he was.
And clear his head a little bit more each time.
He feels he's probably going to get another opportunity again.
And real shots, too. Not just throwing a hook. He throws a good hook to the... You would just figure, and most of the world figured, it did not...
Klitschko, he let Anthony Joshua off the hook a couple of years ago.
But Ruiz, again, is defensively sound.
Tell you what, 5 rounds in, Andy Ruiz has won over a good...
We're looking a little steadier here in this round. With 3 knockdowns, 10-8. That is how... Yeah, dude, but then he got a knockdown as well. I'll let you figure that out. Final next has him up on his card. That's a hard hook by Joshua. Things can change quickly.
Oh, don't let him go. Manny rolled that.
I thought I would just be saying that about Joshua. I can have to say it about Andy Ruiz.
It was an overhand right, but he didn't set it up. He needed to fool Joshua downstairs before he threw it upstairs.
Now Joshua has a right hand by Ruiz, able to get through and touch it. Fighters, you wonder when Anthony Joshua will able to up the work
to the point where he's just vulnerable. Ruiz is going to fire back.
CompuBox can tell you is the normal work rate for a fighter. And Anthony Joshua through 5 rounds is averaging 40 per round. So his output is down. Now, granted, he was down twice in that 3rd round. That'll skew it. However, in a fully engaged Anthony Joshua showing the normal volume.
And that's because of Andy Ruiz's fast hands and to come back with something.
Joshua with the enormous, I heard it from Robert McCracken, he could just box. Jab, move back, European style, and win this fight.
That's exactly what they want. Win this.
Hard right hand by Ruiz.
And Ruiz is getting closer.
At that point, it looked like it was just going to be. Then we see the possibility of Andy Ruiz becoming the heron with the hook. Right hand to the chest, which Ruiz has been throwing, moves Joshua, all grazed Joshua's cheek, and was inch. Final seconds here, round 6, and Ruiz having all sorts of surprise. Joshua's talking to him. I don't know what he's saying. And Chris, let me get your scoring on that. How do you score that round?
I gave it to Andy Ruiz, 58-57 in favor of Ruiz. The last hunch, and that was at the very end.
Oh, that hook almost landing in right hands from Ruiz, and now a barrage. The Champions. 4. 3rd knock. Well, not quite a wing, but he flashes.
Look for an overhand right here, Brian.
Joshua with the hard jab. Trying to answer, but he's shaking. He's down.